Right, hi, welcome back to California Life. I'm Elise and I am here with Azie Tesfai. Looking at your accolades, yes, you've starred in Supergirl, Jane the Virgin, and as well as that, you're also now considered a writer. How did that even happen? How did you get to that point?
I've always loved storytelling, but during the pandemic, I started writing, and I worked with a writing coach and started learning and wrote a sample script for Supergirl. And I was developing some other stuff with people I'd worked with on other shows, and sent it to my showrunners, and they loved it. And then we went from there, and ended up joining the writers' room for a month, and then wrote an episode.
Wow, and what was it like co-writing with other people? Just especially as the actor's perspective, you've already been on this show. How did that work?
It was great. I mean, our writers are wonderful and have been on the show for so long, and it was an easier experience in that, you know, being on the show for years, I had a good idea of my character, obviously, and the other characters, and it felt seamless. I can't imagine like joining a room from the beginning and then having to build from there, but because there was so much groundwork already laid, it was great.
And something I also want to bring up is you are also the first Eritrean Ethiopian superhero. I was wondering, like, when you were writing, and I'll talk about your Guardian costume later, like, did you have any like roots that you wanted to like sprinkle in there, any Easter eggs or just inspiration behind it?
Yeah, totally. You know, the gold pieces in my braids is a nod to my Ethiopian culture. The first scene in the episode, I'm walking out of an Ethiopian restaurant, and my mom's name is actually on the placard of the restaurant. A lot, like, you know, the Ormfell building, which is the building that collapses, is named after Orms, which is one of the first Black comic female writers for DC. So there was a ton of, like, I like those little Easter eggs in an episode, and most of them people I think won't even put together, but for me, there are a lot of cultural nods in it. Even the gold in the superhero suit is an homage to the comics, but also to my East African culture. Yeah.
I absolutely love that, and it's just so interesting to find that out, and even more exciting to watch it looking back and finding those things. So my last question today is just like where you come from, the challenges, just being one of the first people. What do you have any advice for like aspiring young writers, actors, just something that you would give out there for other people?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's advice that I was given, that your perspective and your voice is important, and that no one has the life experience and lens that you do, and to just start writing and to start telling your story, and there's an audience for that, and to do it and not question yourself, which is hard because you're like, am I good enough, or can I do this? And I was lucky enough to have people that believed in me and threw me in the deep end, and you will always swim and survive. And if it's personal to you and you're telling things that matter in your experience, it's not only wonderful for yourself, but you might be able to make someone else feel seen, or, you know, make them feel more understood by your art, hopefully.